Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with you from the New York International Film Festival. Rich Rossi with a very, very exciting performance from Lynn Shay in the movie American Cowslip. I'll eventually get that. It's a little tongue. It is a tongue twister. So tell us a little bit about your character. That was really remarkable. You did a great performance in that.
Thank you very much. Well, the only clues about her in the beginning was that she thinks she's Barbara Streisand, and so the task for me as an actor, and also to pose to our director, to Mark David, was it's just a gimmick unless there be some backstory that you have some inkling of who she is. It does get a little bit truncated because, again, you've got a main story to tell, and to try and fill in all the smaller stories of each character is quite a challenge always for the storyteller. But the story we sort of came up with is that Babs has been in prison, or Luann is her real name, and I don't
Your name again. How do you pronounce it again?
My real name
Yes.
is Lynn Shay.
Lynn Shay. Mm-hmm. It sounds kind of a little bit like this the movie, a little bit of a tongue twister. So I'm sorry.
You're just getting all twisted. You're just all twisted up there.
I am. That's just could be me. No, Lynn, we were very impressed, and I didn't mean to get off, but you know, working with Cloris Leachman and
she's.
Could you tell us the people that were sitting at the table for everybody to know who you worked with?
Yeah, I worked with Cloris Leachman and with Diane Ladd, and they are both definitely women they're formidable actresses. Cloris in particular, I've been in love with her ever since The Young Frankenstein and some of her older and earlier films, and she's really a legend in her own time. And she's lately resurfaced, having done Dancing with the Stars, and she's been doing a lot of silly stuff. She's a very outrageous woman, and I think we both we felt kindred spirits in each other.
Were you in the movie with Woody Harrelson?
Yes.
You were? Okay, now that's where I remembered your. Yes. Yeah, I just remember. See, I'm coming back. There's hope for me.
Thank goodness. He's almost here.
Yeah, I'm almost there. That was great. How was it working with Woody Harrelson?
Woody's awesome. He's really a true professional and just a terrific person and a terrific actor. We had a great time. That was a while ago now, but and I was kind of intimidated when I first met him because he also is, I have such great respect for his work, and we got along great, and he was completely supportive of this wild character that I was playing.
You really, it's amazing. You're really a tremendous actress, and the way you get into your character. So I mean, the way you transform from this role to that role, and that was, of course, a hilarious movie. Bill Murray was in that, and oh no, that wasn't Bill Murray.
Yes, it was Bill Murray.
Oh, Bill Murray was in that.
Bill Murray, Woody Harrelson,
right.
Randy Quaid.
Oh, right, Randy Quaid. That was an all-star cast. So you've had some huge films now. Is there anything that you want us to look for that, or maybe we catch on DVD that you've done?
There's lots of stuff happening, but a lot of it is a lot of independence. I've actually just done a sequel to a film called 2001 Maniacs that was a horror film that was based on a cult film that Herschel Gordon Lewis wrote. I think that was in the early 70s. And it's a wonderful storyline. It's about a southern group of people who feel they've never avenged themselves against the Civil War and against the North. So basically we are ghosts and cannibals, and we ensnare these young northern unsuspecting teenagers into our lair once a year, and we find horrible ways to kill them and eat them. And it was for Robert Englund and I, who was Freddy Krueger, who's his biggest claim to fame is Freddy Krueger in Nightmare on all the Nightmare on Elm Street series. But he played Mayor Buckman, and we're sort of the mayor and the lady of the town. And the second one, Robert was not available to do it, so Bill Moseley did it, who is also a horror icon in his own way. He's done Devil's Rejects. He works a lot with Rob Zombie. And we had a ball, and that's going to be coming out, I believe, the end of the summer. And then I'm pretty sure it's going to have a theatrical release, so that'll be really a fun thing to come out in. And there's, with independence, as you know from this festival as well, it's very hard to say when and if sometimes things. Oh, there's another film, A Small Town Saturday Night, I did with Chris Pine, who as you know, did the new Star Trek. And
then how do you like, so for our filmmakers out there, this goes out internationally to independent filmmakers all over the world. So I'm sure people are gonna go, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Do you get a lot of that being a character actors?
Yeah,
Is
I
that
do.
people look at you and then do a second, like it was happening to me? I'm talking to you, I go, wait a second, I know I saw you, and then of course I remember the scene. So do you get a lot of that, or are you looking to be more recognized as like a lead role? I mean, because
No,
you
and
always,
for me, an actor is an actor is an actor. I don't think of it any way other than every role is a challenge to
you
figure
are,
out.
you
And
have big parts in movies, but
it's always a different. I mean, I've played all kinds of people, and that's one of the things I love about independent filmmaking is you have the opportunity to do lots of, you aren't pigeonholed. I mean, people, I go from comedy to horror to real drama to Small Town Saturday Night in particular. I play a small town, very Christian mom who is, trying to stay in control of her boys and her family, and it's John Hawkes is in it, and as I said, Chris, and actually Chris's dad, Robert Pine, who
Wow.
has been, he's probably almost as old as me.
You don't look very old. You're a very beautiful young lady, Lynn.
Thank you.
And have you done any independent projects yourself that you tried to develop with all the people you've met over the years? Or?
There's one script I actually wrote with a friend that we almost got made. It was I'm very interested in cowgirls and horses, and I have two horses that don't live with me, but that I keep at the equestrian center. And this was a story I found, a biography really, about these two sisters who lived in the 20s and 30s, and we developed it and almost got it made, and then it sort of fell apart, and so that's sort of still sitting in a pile somewhere, and you never know. Who knows? Next year somebody will go, "You got a good story about couple cowgirl sisters," and we'll whip it out and stuff. But
that's great. That's exciting. Well, you never know. It's never, with this business, you never know when something can be revived, or people might be watching you going, I want to contact them.
Yeah, I mean, really, it was a fantastic story. This one woman is the first woman to be inducted into the Cowgirl Hall of Fame. She was the first bronc rider, and she rode bulls in Mexico. She was quite a character.
You got the country western channel they always hear.
Well, you never know. But anyway, that's the only thing I've really dabbled in.
And I have one more question, if you don't mind. It's so for the filmmakers out there that are doing independent films, how does somebody get a person of your nature? Do they go through the agent process, or do they try to find you where you have your coffee in the morning? Or
no, it's best to go through. I mean, I'm very, we're all available especially now with the Facebook and computers, and I mean my agents, and I have a website, and you can always reach me through websites. Yeah, it's www.lynshay.com.
So is that kind of a new pattern that's happening in the industry, that people are trying to send an email to you, say, look, I got this script, would you at least
Sometimes I get stuff personally, but I prefer when you go through the normal channels, because it's hard to say no when it gets really personal like that, and I'm very friendly, and I am very approachable on some
very
level.
Talented.
Thank you. But I mean, it's generally the professionalism of or you're referred by somebody. I mean, I've gotten, goes everywhere from having stalker phone calls, which are not fun,
wow. Okay.
to to people sort of. But generally, people mean well, and they, I've gotten emails that have been referred from somebody, and my answer usually is, I'd love to look at your material, but contact my manager or my agent, and then you go through the professional channels. One thing is, my management and my agents all know that I'm interested in everything, and that I'm always would take a look at something.
Well, that's great to know, because I think people think that the agents will often deter you from something.
I make sure they don't. I like to
great.
know everything that comes by, and often, it's not something I want to do, and I'm trying to earn a living also.
Now,
So it's
that's great. That's great. Now, I said one other question, but now, how do you decide? I mean, when you're in an audition, I mean, when you're selected, is it usually at your level in the game? I mean, you're at the top of your game here. Well, pretty much. No, I think you are. I mean, you have such memorable roles. I mean, and you're beautiful, and I know you play across the board stuff. So, do you have to go through an audition, or do you actually just say, we want her and that's it?
It's both. I mean, I've had, like last week, I had 2 auditions. They went great. I did not get the jobs. I mean, it's still, there's always
no guarantee. Even though you've had the credits and the credentials and the people you've worked with, there's no real slam dunk even for any.
I mean, the people who. I'm proud to say and to feel that I've developed a very good reputation as a work ethic, and I love what I do. I bring a lot to the set. I work really hard, and when I work, and so I feel the people that want to work with me, those are the calls you get directly, and thank goodness most of the people I've worked with look forward to working with me again. And then there's,
You're hilarious. Your character in that Kingpin was hilarious.
One of my all-time favorites.
Is that one of your favorites?
Yeah,
Did
it
you
really
have fun
was.
doing it? I mean, just,
Yeah.
And it's so funny because you're a beautiful young lady, and then that, of course, Woody has a lot of fun with you. But really, we're looking forward to some more work that you have. And did you want to say your website that you're at, that people can check you out?
It's just my name. It's www.lin, which is LINSHAYE, one word.com. And there's some sort of, I haven't been updating it frequently, but there's some interesting old bio stuff on it, and my contact information is on there.
That's great.
And again, I'm very supportive of young filmmakers and young actors and directors, because that's where we all come from.
This might be a big break for you independent filmmakers to have a talent of this nature, to have a website that maybe you might take a look at your project. Well, Lynn, I want to thank you so much for joining us on behalf of Independent Film. Rich Rossi, nice to meet you. Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a great film festival.
So we'll see you later.